Good morning, everybody. Proverbs Daily with Jeremy, your source of daily proverbs and practical applications living as a Christian in a post-resurrection world. I'm going to jump right into it. Proverbs chapter 21. Grab your Bibles, listen along. Here we go. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Like the rivers of water, he turns it wherever he wishes. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the hearts. To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. A haughty look, a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked are sin. The plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty, but those of everyone who is hasty surely to poverty. Getting treasures by a lying tongue is the fleeting fantasy of those who seek death. The violence of the wicked will destroy them, because they refuse to do justice. The way of a guilty man is perverse, but as for the pure, his work is right. Better to dwell in a corner of a housetop than a house shared with a contentious woman. The soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. When the scoffer is punished, the simple is made wise. But when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. The righteous God wisely considers the house of the wicked, overthrowing the wicked for their wickedness. Whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be heard. A gift in secret pacifies anger, and a bribe behind the back, strong wrath. It is a joy for the just to do justice, but destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. A man who wanders from the way of understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead. He who loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the unfaithful for the upright. Better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. There is a desirable treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man squanders it. He who follows righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness, and honor. A wise man scales the city of the mighty and brings down the trusted stronghold. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue keeps his soul from troubles. A proud and haughty man, scoffer is his name. He acts with arrogant pride. The desire of the lazy man kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. He covets greedily all day long, but the righteous gives and does not spare. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with wicked intent? A false witness shall perish, but the man who hears him will speak endlessly. A wicked man hardens his face, but as for the upright, he establishes his way. There is no wisdom or understanding or counsel against the Lord. The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but deliverance is of the Lord. All right, so that's Proverbs chapter 21. Two verses that stood out to me were verse 13 and verse 31. Verse 13 says, "Whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be heard." How often do we shut our ears to the cry of the poor? I'm not, if you can, obviously, then, help, every single poor person that you know. But how often do we just look at them and just think filth, disgust, like, ugh, they're this, they're that? Well, in all honesty, they're human beings. Whether, they're homeless with rags or whatever the case may be, could be drugs, could be just, bad hand in life. They're still human beings, and God still loves them. It's important to remember that they're still human, and we're all one mistake away or one step away from being that person. And even if you're not poor, even if you're not on the streets, wearing the same clothes for several days, whatever the case may be, without Jesus, you're poor. You may have riches, you may have, honor and glory, but if you don't have Jesus, you're still poor. And there's people that are out there praying for those people that they would receive Jesus and receive the riches that God promises. Honor, love, grace, mercy, those are true riches. Without any of those, without love, God's true love, we're broke. So yeah, that's why I try to be as positive as possible, understanding there's going to be a day of justice and there's going to be a day of atonement, and sharing the truth of the gospel with everyone that I can. Next one's verse 31. The horse is prepared for the day of the battle, but deliverance is of the Lord. We can make our plans. We can wage our wars. We can prepare endlessly. But ultimately, the victory belongs to God. And God is a deliverer. Definitely, I've had to be humbled in that area and waging my own wars without seeking wise counsel. And it's definitely something that I had to learn the hard way, is seeking God's guidance and God's wisdom, and understanding that I shouldn't lean on my own understanding, and understanding that if I try to do things my way, I'm probably going to end up hurt. But if I trust in the Lord, I will be delivered. It may not be the outcome that I want, but I can lay my head at night knowing that I've trusted God, and trusted His plan rather than my own. And there's a certain sort of deliverance in that. So yeah, the horse is prepared for the day of battle, but deliverance is of the Lord. It's Proverbs chapter 21. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. Go ahead and obviously like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys have a blessed day.